How do I get into car photography? Great question. Keep watching to find out what equipment I used when getting into photographing cars. When starting your car photography journey, you only need your phone or tablet. Over the last few years, smartphone photography progressed very well. I'd say pocket cameras and bridge cameras are redundant. All you need is a smartphone camera, whether that's your Apple or Android device. If you want to keep your phone level, I'd recommend getting a phone tripod. You can also get a great variety of free photo editing software from Photoshop Express to Snapseed. You won't be disappointed with the results. If you're ready to step up your car photography equipment game, I recommend getting a Nikon D3300. It's a phenomenal value camera that punches above its weight. I like the D3300's ergonomic package, fairly durable design when I'm photographing dogs running or cars in dealerships. After you've got the camera body, I recommend getting a Nikon f1.8 35mm prime lens so you can challenge yourself by photographing your subject. It's worth it. To protect the lens cover and to protect the lens and remove reflections from the picture, I recommend getting a 52mm Circular Polariser lens filter. I improve my pictures exponentially. Suppose you're ready for an upgrade. I recommend you consider getting a reconditioned Nikon D610. It's a tremendous full-frame starter camera. You can efficiently change the ISO, shutter speed and aperture when you're in demanding situations, i.e. at a busy car showroom. I captured my favourite car pictures on the D610. The lenses I recommend for the D610 will be a Samyang 85mm f1.4L lens if you've got the time and a quality tripod to shoot your subject. It's bokalicious. Otherwise, stick to a quality 50mm autofocus lens with a circular polarizing filter. What equipment do I use? iPhone 6. I wish. Nonetheless, I currently use a Nikon D850 with its customizable button mapping, high pixel count and weatherproofing. I use this camera when I'm shooting cars at dealerships or car meets. I use a Sigma Art 50mm f1.4 and Nikon 85mm f1.4 lens. To keep the camera still for long periods at a time, I have a Manfrotto aluminium tripod. It's worth its weight in aluminium. If you're looking for consistent track day shots, I'd advise you to get a Nikon D5 or Nikon D500. The D850 is built for photographing landscapes. You don't need the sun and moon to take great pictures of cars. I'd advise you on using a smartphone. You can edit amazing photographs on free apps like Snapseed. As an entry point camera, I'd recommend you to use a Nikon D3300 with a 35mm lens for its fantastic value and intuitive menus. Once you've mastered using the D3300, I'd step up and consider a Nikon D610 with a 50mm lens. The camera feels well built and you can capture more bokeh with the camera. It's full frame. I use a Nikon D850 with a 50mm f1.4 and 85mm f1.4 lens. I also use a sturdy Manfrotto tripod when I've got time to photograph cars with Godox off-camera flashes. I've forgotten to mention the Manfrotto camera bag. How did you get into car photography? Let me know in the comments below and share my video if you found it useful. Please check out my members club if you want to improve your car photography workflow.